Hi, I'm Zachary Blackburn. This is assignment number 4, reflection of assignment number 2. In my project, I focused on skills-based learning. I did a lot of research in this area, and this is something that I could definitely apply to my own career. I teach within a vocational technical program, so this makes a lot of sense. Currently, the way that I assess most of my classes, I'll give students 3 to 4 major projects throughout the semester where they'll go through a very elaborate and complex process. So they'll get to practice all the skills in that process 3 or 4 times. In a lot of instances, that's just not enough. So through my research, I found that if I go and instead of just look at this from a complete overview, as in you would a project, and just identify all of the skills and stages of each of those projects and allow students to kind of approach each one of those individually. This allows the student to gain mastery of each of those skills and focus in on areas where they have shortcomings. This is something that I will incorporate into my own classroom. I've gone and identified 130 skills in one of my classes. I base those skills off the learning outcomes of that course, and I'm looking to incorporate this next semester. So beyond just my own research, there was a collaborative effect that happened during this project. I mean, I got to do things I've never done before. I got to work within a Google community. Never done that before. I created a new community. Never did that before. And in this community, we were able to communicate via posts and email. Everybody was very far away, but yet all within reach. So we are the Learning Strategies community. So learning strategies is essentially just techniques for gaining understanding and knowledge. And how do people do this? So my teammates or classmates had some great ideas. One of them is gamification, and this is just using scoring and rewards in a collaborative setting. These kind of things encourage competition, creativity, and engagement for the learner. This is something that I could see my own personal students benefiting from because they love games. They are obsessed with games, and and I think it might be very fun and engaging for a lot of my students. Also, another classmate recommended digital micro credentials, and this is essentially just digital badges that can be shared through social media. It's kind of like a Boy Scout sash, and these kinds of things would be a way of rewarding students as they move through the class or a skill set like I proposed. So this is where the real synthesis occurred. I had my own research. I compared it with some of my classmates, and we all kind of learned together and kind of grew from it as well. So my major takeaways are really from the collaboration. I mean, the proposal that I came up with, it makes great sense, but it was boring. I was just going to go and create an Excel spreadsheet with 130 skills on it and have 3 radio buttons that distinguish different levels of mastery of that skill. Like, that's great, but man, is that boring. Now what I can do is I can take their ideas and incorporate into my own. I'm looking at how can I take these skills and kind of create a game from it, and using that game as a scaffolding approach to how I want the students to move through those skills. I can also introduce a digital badging system that's completely free. There's lots of these out there. I can do that instead of that Excel spreadsheet, and then the students can show it off, on social media. They can put it on LinkedIn. Who knows? An employer might see this sort of thing, and it opened some new opportunities for my students. So in the end, working with the people of my project community gave perspective that I would have otherwise never experienced, making my project more effective. So this was very beneficial to me and very real world. It's something I'm going to be able to incorporate into my own career. So I really appreciate this experience. Thanks.